Alright guys, so here is Jim Root's rack that he used for the Camden show on the Knotfest Roadshow, August 31st, 2019. It was really cool for me to see this rack because he just got the Friedman that very same day, and it was the first time he played the Friedman live. Now he was blending the Friedman BE100 with the orange Rockaverb Mark I, which is sitting directly above it, and prior to that he was blending a Mark III orange Rockaverb with the Mark I. But again, for Camden, that was the first time he ever got the Friedman, so he used that as the high gain rhythm tone for the live show. Alright, so here are all his pedals: carbon copy delay, MXR auto cue, Maxon filter, small stone, compressor, Boss NS2, Holy Grail, Evertide H9. Those are all his pedals. He also has a custom shop wah in there as well. I really didn't spend too much time with his pedals because we were really there to talk about his brand new guitars and his signature model guitars. But basically, from what I've gathered from Jim's interviews in the past, all his pedals are running in front of the amplifier, but I cannot 100% confirm. Alright, so here are these guitars right here. I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guitars here. These were the guitars that he was using primarily for the Camden show on August 31st. Now, what was really interesting is he didn't have any Telecasters in his vault right here, although he did have the OG Tele in a truck just off out of frame in storage just in case he needed it or wanted to play it or whatever. So this guitar right here, this is 2.0. This is the second Jazzmaster that will be out for production in 2020. This is the brand new signature model, and this is the guitar that I had the privilege of playing, and this is the guitar that basically our entire get-together, our entire hangout was based around. Because of this guitar, Jim and I were able to come to an agreement and do a cool hangout for about an hour and talk about his gear. So this guitar was made in the United States, 12 to 16 compound fretboard radius. His brand new Demon humbuckers, 1 volume, hardtail, bolt-on neck, more of the same with Jim Root, just with a different look, binding and some block inlays and brand new pickups, man. Really cool guitar. Alright guys, you guys have been asking about this guitar the most. This is his Sandblasted Jazzmaster guitar, and unfortunately, to the best of my knowledge, this guitar will not be in production, at least for the time being. And I do believe Jim really only has one. I think this might be the only one that he has. I think this is the exact same one that you guys saw in 2015 and 2016 during the .5 chapter tour cycle. But that guitar, I think, is just a one-off solely for Jim Root, and I don't believe there's any plans of putting it in production, just because it'll be very expensive to make for the masses. But man, that guitar was so cool. Very lucky I got to see that guitar. Alright, this guitar was brand new again for Camden for August 31st. This is a Jazzmaster, signature Jazzmaster that you and I could buy, but Fender made it to where it became a shredder and it had a floating tremolo system and a Floyd Rose. Now, what's interesting about these guitars is these guitars, again, just like the stock Jazzmasters that you and I could buy, but Fender basically had to kind of make it work to where they basically put in a Floyd Rose. Brad, the guitar tech, was saying how Fender really was having not a difficult time, but it was a bit of a challenge to put a locking nut on Jim's guitars just because they weren't built to have a Floyd. And as you see here, this copper pickguard, there's no route out underneath it. It's literally just sitting on top of the body because, as you guys know, Jim Root's signature Jazzmaster is just one solid chunk of mahogany, and there's no route out, and there's no pickguard at all. So that pickguard is literally just sitting on top of the body. And again, it's loaded with the brand new signature Jim Root pickups. Alright, this guitar, very cool guitar. If you're a fan of Jim Root, Stone Sour, and Slipknot, you've seen this guitar all over the place. This is a 2007 Gibson Flying V, and it is starting to show its age, man. It has some really cool checking here on the lower left-hand side of your screen. You can see it there. This guitar I've seen, I don't believe the video's on YouTube anymore, but he did a rig rundown with Stone Sour, and he had a white Flying V, and I believe this was this actual guitar. He used this guitar on Sulphur when I saw them live, and I asked Brad why Jim does the top wrapping on the Gibson hardtail bridge right here on the stop tail piece. And he said just because of the break angle and the heavy gauge of strings, he was fearful of having it dig into the bridge. There's a quick shot of the #1 Tele as well as the set list with the guitars that are mapped out. I really didn't get to spend too much with the OG Tele. I got to take a picture of it and got to see it in person, but we really didn't spend too much time filming it. Kind kind of really wasn't the whole basis of our get together and our hangout. We were really just talking about the new Jazzmaster, but it was there. It was really cool to see the OG Telly, the one that started it all. This guitar here is really, really cool. This is the Jazzmaster, the first OG Jazzmaster that Jim Root ever had. And I believe there's a video on YouTube called Me and My Guitar with Jim Root, and Jim Root has a brand new white Jazzmaster that he talks about, saying it was brand new and he just got it. It's this exact same guitar. This guitar came pretty much pearl white and had a maple board at the time, but now he has since switched the neck out to where it has an ebony board. And this guitar has seen better days, man. It's been played to death, and you can see all the wear and tear. I've seen this guitar live many times. Like in 2012, I saw it once, and then I saw it again this past 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago, whenever that show was in Camden. So that is the #1 OG Jazzmaster right there. Very, very cool guitar. And very cool that I got to see, a piece of Jim Root history right there. Very cool stuff, man. Yeah, guys, I really just wish that Jazzmaster was available for production. That Sandblasted one, even if it was like very, very expensive. I know there'd be a lot of people that'd be interested in buying it, myself included. But unfortunately, for now, it'll just stay for Jim Root. That's all the knowledge I have. All right, this Strat is very cool. Now, Jim, as you saw with the Jazzmaster with the Floyd, he really has been on a huge copper pickguard kick right now. And I do believe this Strat had this pickguard put on during the Knotfest Iowa State Fair show, which was, I think, like August 10th. And so then when I saw this guitar, it was like only 2 weeks time, give or take, 2 or 3 weeks. And you can see how much the pickguard is starting to oxidize and become really, really weathered and really, really gross looking. And Brad was saying that he cleans the guitars, but he does not touch the pickguard just because he doesn't want to take away from how quickly they wear in and how much they relic themselves, at such a rapid pace. And Jim's really, really digging the whole copper look, and I agree, man. It looks cool. He played this guitar towards the end of the set list. I think maybe during Duality, I believe, right before the encore. Jim had this guitar for the show. Really cool. Here's a quick shot of just the layout and the OG Telly, and then there's another shot of the set list, guys, and that pretty much is all the B-roll that I have, guys. So I really hope you guys dug all of the stuff that I covered with Jim and all the information that I was able to find. And if you guys have any other questions, you guys know where to find me on YouTube or on Instagram. And a huge thank you to Brad and Jim again, guys, and a huge thank you to you for clicking on this video, man. It really means the world to me, and I hope you guys really, really dug this content. So I'm out of here, guys. Stay metal, and I'll see y'all next time. Later.